because, and bad because we say farewell to our seniors. Anyway, so I will have done talking for right now, but thank you everyone for being here. A big thank you for the parents and the chaperones that helped us this year. We can't do it without you, so a round of applause. Thank you. First up is our 6th grade. They're playing a piece called Fireball by Brian Beck. No, it is not the Fireball that the high school plays. This is Fireball. Excellent. So the way the middle school part of this, we're going to play song number 1, and then I have some awards to give out, and then we'll play song number 2, and then we'll go on to the next group, and then so forth. So we have some certificates, and this is certificates or categories that students have voted on their peers for. This is most dedicated. There's a few of them, and with 6th grade it seems like there's a lot because there's 2 classes here. So, most dedicated, Oliver Evans, Kiera Pope, Lucas Crump, and that's it for most dedicated. Good job, everybody. Thank you. And this is one more, most dedicated, sorry, Eloise Palin. All right, most improved, Caleb Kosovan, Layla Dennis. One more most improved. My post-its are not on my spot. Noah Valencia. Noah, are we here? Noah? Noah. Okay. One more most improved here. Arabella Quijasore. Arabella, everybody. Tell me how that's. All right, outstanding musician. Sarah Ilis. Director's choice: Brooke Barber, Trenton Adams, Will Von Dolan, and Paige Hayford. Congratulations, everyone. Excellent. A round of applause, everyone. This next piece is one that we worked on last year at the District Band Festival. I asked them, which one song do you want to do again? And they played it as fifth graders, and it's back again this year. This is All Star. All right, our seventh grade group, they loved this piece so much when the eighth graders played it as Vancouver Pop's piece. They wanted to give it a go this year. This is Pure Imagination. When they said they wanted to do that again, I was happy because I like that piece too. So good job, seventh grade. Okay, awards for our seventh grade. Most dedicated, Michael Dillard, Noah Young, Madeline Campbell. Most improved, Jonathan Fedek. Evelyn Krushkov. Outstanding musician, Luke Bridges. Grayson McBride. Carmen Garrett. Esther Iris. All right, good job. Director's Choice Awards, Kevin Brown. Meredith Fogg. piece is an Ed Huckabee piece called Contempra. No kidding. It's been a tight spring, so I said to the kids, what is one song you want to do again this year? And they said a song, and I said, no, that one was too easy. That's so 7th grade. And so I said, how about they suggested Tijuana Taxi? And I was like, great, I like this one too. So this is Tijuana Taxi. Such a fun song, such a fun song. All right, our awards for our 8th grade. One moment. Most dedicated, Grayson Nella, Abigail Ilis, Ali Geisy. Most improved, Hannah Johnson, Jackson Head, Skylar Peacock. Outstanding musician, Dexter Muniz, Charlie Jackson, Cecily B. Aaliyah Flores Barajas, Amira Saraswati, all right, director choice, Sammy Caleb Foster, and Wyatt Adair. I think there's a pause here in our program for our 8th grade speakers. 8th grade speakers. Cue 8th grade speaker.
All right. So, thanks everybody for being here. I have a couple of words about our amazing band teacher over here. And we got a couple of things. So, I'll start with my speech, and then we'll go to the next one. Miss Rittenberg is probably one of the best teachers I've had, and that's really mischievous. She makes everything we do, in and outside of the classroom, always fun. I walk into her class every day not knowing what we're going to do, but being prepared and present for it. She makes the most boring of scales fun to play, and does the little things most people don't see, like combing through lots and lots of music just to find the best piece that includes everyone. She's a team player, and that one person everybody wants to be around. If you don't know Miss Rittenberg, you're missing out on one of the most inspiring people you could ever meet. She truly sees the talent in people before they can, and keeps pushing them to become the best musicians they can be, until they see their own talent. She truly believes that everyone has a place in music. Those are just a couple of words why she's one of the best teachers I will ever have. We will all miss you, Miss Rittenberg.
I joined band in 5th grade just for the fun of it. I didn't really have a main reason behind joining, and I remember walking into the 5th grade band night not even knowing why I was there and what instrument to play. But sure enough, music always comes to me, and I made the choice of choosing the clarinet, which eventually changed to what I play today, oboe. I've never much doubted my choice of joining band. Sure, there has been many times where I wanted to quit, and actually this year I didn't even put band on my high school forecasting sheet and considered myself done with it. It's funny, I remember coming home and telling my mom to return my instrument soon because I wasn't going to be playing anymore. But that night, I was probably attempting to do math homework, but spacing out thinking about band instead, and realized I needed to change my schedule back to band, which is what I did, thankfully. There's probably not a full week you can go without hearing me say, I don't want to go to band, I'm going to quit. But most of the time, I don't mean it at all. I don't continue doing band because of the places we go, the awards that happen, or the friends I meet. I really continue doing band because of my awesome teacher. There's been countless times where I've came into class and forgot my instrument, but always somehow end up with my reed in my mouth and me smiling and laughing at my teacher. I'm really thankful in how she put up with me, whether it's me and Lucy at the right time of 8 a.m. running into her room asking what she needs help with, but really we don't help at all. Me not being able to sit for 1 minute straight in class, bouncing off the walls, speaking 1 million words per second, but somehow she finds a way to silence me. And having lunch detention for not talking, thinking I could joke around with her, but instead I had to play with the 7th graders. And Mom and Dad, I'm sorry I never told you that I got lunch detention. Or me spacing out in the parades, messing up the line, and not hearing her yell my name. No matter what my mood is when I walk into band, it definitely increases by the time I walk out, which has never happened to me. There has been countless lifelong memories that will forever play in my head just because of the 4 years I spent in band, and I bet most of them will be with my teacher. Miss Rittenberg, you truly are the best anyone could ever ask for, and it seems crazy that in a couple weeks I'll take everything I learned from your class to high school and carry on with my day without having you on as my teacher. It feels like an honor to be taught by you, and it always feels nice going to honors band, and when I say I'm from Hockinson, my conductor's faces light up and they always have great things to say about you. I don't know what I would do if I didn't make the choice of joining band, or continue on with my decision of quitting. And I think that if there's any elementary schoolers in the audience who want to join band, without a doubt, I think that you should join it. And I know that I am just an 8th grader, but joining band was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. The memories that you make are phenomenal, and it's not just the surface ones you forget in about a month or two. It's the lifelong ones that you laugh about years later while reminiscing about the good times. Band will forever hold a special place in my heart. Thank you, Ms. Rittenberg.
My name is Aaliyah, and first off I want to say, I'm really sorry, I made this speech 10 minutes ago, So I've been in band since 5th grade to now, and one thing that I can say is that band really changed my life, and Mrs. Rittenberg has been a key part of why. Mrs. Rittenberg is probably the most patient person I've ever known, especially having to deal with classes like ours. She's never failed to put a smile on my face, and even though I've had numbers of days where I doubt being in band, she always keeps me motivated to stay in band. and that's why she will always be my favorite teacher. So, me, Mira, and Lucy have a special president for Mrs. Rimberg, and so we have some backstory behind it. So on Halloween this year, Mrs. Rimberg had her phone unlocked. So of course, us middle schoolers, we want to take pictures, and we were all just cluttered around her desk, and we spilled her coffee. And I'm pretty sure that stain is still there. So we want to make up for it and give her a new coffee. So.
It's the exact order you got. It's the exact order you got. Wait.
All right, so first thing we got here, you should go. You should go. Okay. Coffee? No? All right. Yeah. We got you one thing from everybody. Yeah, everybody has a signature. Here's some flowers for the judges. And one more thing. Oh wow, okay.
This is a great job. Thank you very much, I appreciate it. It really is, I mean, Mr. McKinney has said this a lot, but like I love my job, and coming to work is easy. Not easy to get at, but it is easy because I get the energy with these guys, and if you think they're crazy, right back at them. So this is how we all get along. Anyway, thank you very much, everyone. This next piece is one of my favorites. It's called King Across the Water. And if you've ever wanted to be a drummer, woodwinds, this is where you're going to get a chance to be a percussion player. Fingers crossed, we're all tapping our toes. This is King Across the Water.
Okay, we're gonna call this ready. Thank you everybody for your patience there on these transitions. We're trying to be as efficient as possible. This is a fun tradition we've had going back over a decade now, where at the District Band Festival we put the 8th grade band together with our Hockinson High School Symphonic Band, and it's kind of a little sneak peek of what you could see next year, because most of these guys are going to be up here in the high school next year. We have rehearsed this together exactly no times, because I too like to live dangerously. This is a piece by Robert W. Smith. It's called Encanto. It has absolutely nothing to do with the Disney movie, and that's okay. It's still a really fun piece, very energetic, lots of percussion, which is great because there's a whole mess of them back there, and we hope you enjoy. All right, give us just 1 second and one quick transition here. We'll be right back with our percussion ensemble. Okay, I think we are ready. Before our percussion ensemble performs tonight for the high school, we are honoring our graduating members in class of 2026. So I'm going to kind of spread them out over the evening so that it's not all 25 of them at once. Not that it's not all great information, but standing in front of you right now, we have our 5 graduating percussionists of the class of 2026. Just want to introduce them really quick and say a couple names. I do have also, we get a very special pin that you should wear at graduation. It's better than a cord because the cord, it just is going to hang on a doorknob forever. This will go on a hat and all that kind of stuff, all right? So, 4 years of excellence, Hockinson High School Band. Our first person here is Logan Armstrong. Logan has, from day one, been just an absolute rock star in the section. He's one of those people that you give him a part, and I know it's going to be learned. In fact, in just a second, after this, you're going to see him playing a snare drum part from somebody who didn't show up tonight because of an emergency, and I said, here, Logan, you're going to have to play this. So learn it and play it. So we'll see if I'm telling the truth. We'll find out. Okay. Anyway, yeah, there really is no learning. He's a great reader. He's a great reader. That sounds funny to people who aren't into music. He's just a great reader. But he's also holds the distinction of being one of the few folks who have gone to state for solo ensemble and have brought home a trophy. He got second in state last year along with the senior graduates. I have to tell one other story about Logan because this has been a day I've been thinking about for 18 years because if it wasn't for this guy, I wouldn't have a job. My very first job, straight out of college, was covering for a maternity leave just a couple weeks before this guy was born. And so, thank you for being around here. Yeah, sure, you can applaud that. From now on, I'll have no idea how long I've been working because I've always just related to how old is Logan again? There we go. Blake Viles is right next to Logan. Blake and actually Sam, I'll kind of lump both of these guys in for just a second because they're both multi-talented. You'll see them in the cheer section, on the cheer team. Blake's actually going to college to cheer, but before he was doing that, he's been a rock star in the drum section. And it's funny because I feel like Blake, when I was listening to, I think it was Amira talking earlier, I feel like Blake was one of those people that was kind of on the fence about band when he started, and like, just such an amazing person, such an amazing drummer and musician, and he's just only grown over the years. So appreciate you sticking with it, Blake. Sam Sherman, right next to him. Sam, again, if I think about the trajectory that Sam has had from day one to now, just grown leaps and bounds. Such an amazing player, works really hard at it, and is probably one of the nicest people you will ever meet. And I'm going to keep it short because that's all that really matters right there. Nicest person, hard worker, love him. Sam Sherman. Elsie Lyon right next to Sam. Elsie's our drumline captain this year, and probably the most dependable person there absolutely is. She spends more time in that room than just about anybody else, constantly keeping this group of yahoos in line, making sure that they are on time for things and fixing things, and also just, I think she would get one of those like silent but deadly awards. She's very soft-spoken, but an amazing player, and just has grown over the years, and I'm gonna really miss you. Thanks, Elsie. The best hair in town, Diego Cardona. I joke with Diego because I'm like, if our band had a mascot, it would probably be Diego. He is a master on the cymbals. If you've seen us in the stands at football games, he is all over the place. He is just so much fun. Always has a smile on his face. Always coming in, doing the work, and just not a bad word to say about Diego. So thank you so much for everything that you've done. Pretty awesome band too. Let's give it up for our class of 2026. Percussionist. So if you were here last year, this group played a trash can ensemble. We've scaled things down this year a little bit from trash cans to buckets, but it's kind of the same thing. And we hope you enjoy this piece. They just put it together in a very short amount of time. Like, I don't know if you know, but we just got back from California like a week and a half ago or something like that. And basically since then, they put it together. So I'm really impressed. This group works harder than just about anybody else. And so we hope you enjoy Funky Buckets. Forgot to warn some of you, you're in like the splash zone up here. Sorry about that. All right, we're going to do one last big transition here. We're going to get these guys back where they belong, in the back of the band, and we'll get the Symphonic band up here in just a second. Okay, I think we are just about ready to do the last couple of adjustments back in the percussion section. On stage or on the gym floor right now is the Hockinson High School Symphonic Band. We have 2 concert bands at the high school. The Symphonic Band is grades, actually all of our bands, grades 9 through 12. We do a lot of combined stuff. Like I said, we just got back from Disneyland. We're going in a couple of days. We'll be in the Rose Festival Starlight Parade. So this is not our last performance like the middle school. In fact, then we have to do graduation as well. So we'll sleep on June 13th, I guess. So anyways, we are going to start things out with the aptly titled Strike Up the Band. This is a George Gershwin tune, and you'll probably recognize it, and we hope you enjoy it. Before we do our final tune, over here where everybody can see it. Going to acknowledge our seniors here. First of all, here we've got Lyra Sylvester, everyone. Lyra is, I think of her as like one of my honorary band moms in here. She keeps all of these guys in line. And that's what I love about Lyra, is that she organizes everybody and she takes care, she makes sure they're supposed to be, she turns around and shows them the fingerings for the notes and all of that. So she takes care of a lot of people, and she's done 4 years in the Symphonic Band, so she's really developed as a leader over that time. So Lyra, thank you so much. This is Alexis Harris. Alexis as well, I think that's what comes from, it comes from like 4 years of doing Symphonic Band. That I noticed, especially like the benefit dinner this year, Alexis is out there just like barking orders at people. And not in a bad way, like she's making sure things are getting done. She's a taskmaster, and she plays a mean bass clarinet back there. I think there's been a couple days, even today in rehearsal, I was like, wow, that that bass clarinet section, yeah. And Alexis has been a big part of that. She's fun. She's a little sassy sometimes, but I like a little sass. So, especially because I know if she dishes it out to me, I can dish it back just a little bit, and still keep my job every day. But anyways, Alexis, congratulations and thank you. This is Izzy Cuts, everyone. Izzy is a multi-talented student. When she's not playing the flute in here, she's on the basketball court or on the soccer field, and is just, she's been able to balance everything. I can always depend on her to be there. I can always depend on her, again, to be such a leader in the group, and just one of the nicest people you ever meet. Comes from a really great family as well. So I'm really gonna miss you, and thank you for everything. That's Samantha McDonald. Sam is also on our band council, has been our symphonic band woodwind captain this year, and is just like an absolute diehard band person. And so much, in fact, that if I'm being really honest, Sam should probably be in wind ensemble, but because she's so talented, she does Skill Center Cascadia in the mornings, and that conflicts with wind ensemble. But instead of just saying, I'm just not going to do band anymore, she says, I'll stay in symphonic band, I'll keep coming. She's made it work with a great, big internship she's had this year, and it's just like, uber band nerd, and I love that. She's also a cheerleader, and involved in so many things, and I'm gonna miss the heck out of you, Sam, so thank you. And last, and certainly not least, this is Levi Brown, everyone. Levi was in symphonic band your freshman year, right? And he took a break, went to wind ensemble, and then was like, I think I want a little bit more band. And so this year, not only is he in wind ensemble, and he's in jazz band, and he's my TA during percussion ensemble, but he also joined the symphonic band, and he was like, what instrument do you need? I was like, always need a tuba. You're gonna learn tuba. So guess what? He learned the tuba this year, and you would never know that he just picked it up a couple of months ago. He's a hard worker, great natural musician, and just a ton of fun to be around. And so Levi, I don't know what I'm gonna do, and I'm gonna be so lonely without him. He spends probably more than half his day in my class. So anyways, Levi, thank you for everything as well. Let's give him a hand. We have one final tune for you. It's kind of a piece that we play. Like I said, we have a lot of performances coming up, so this is one that I always like to do at this concert, and then also at graduation. It just kind of fits that. It's not Pomp and Circumstance, don't worry. You're going to hear plenty of that in like a week. But this is called March and Procession of Bacchus, and it's French, and it's also a ballet, but it's just got a little bit of regalness and pomposity to it. So, but it's got a big finish, and we hope you enjoy it. Before we do our final band here, the Wind Ensemble, I'll give you guys a second just to warm up in just a second. Can I get Sabrina Brown and Chantel Castle down here, please? So I'm in a little bit of a weird situation this year. Let me explain. So each year I always want to recognize our graduating members of the Hockinson High School Music Booster Club. If you don't know, we have probably the greatest music booster club, or any booster club, of anywhere on the face of the planet. The work that they do for this program, yeah. We did, this year we had, like for example, we had a benefit dinner here back in April that broke a record this year. That event, with their help, so many other people here, but they've been doing this for 4 years now, brought in over $65,000 for our band. So I said it's kind of weird because they've got seniors who are graduating, and they won't have any students, I'm saying students, children, whatever, offspring, whatever you want to call it. They won't have any kids in the band next year. However, because, quite honestly, because nobody stepped up to fill in for them. At our last meeting, they kind of renominated themselves and are willing to stick around. And so even though they are not going to be in, that makes it sound very self-centered. It definitely wasn't that. It was a lot of, will you do it? And like, yeah, I will. So Chantel is going to stay on as our booster president this next year, and Sabrina is going to stay on as our communications coordinator. I could not, both of these ladies, they are like chaperone extraordinaires. They've got the best mean mom faces in the world. You all know that, right? We've been working on teaching Mrs. Rittenberg the mean mom face, and it's a work in progress. We're getting there. But they are, I could not do this with, I am a one person with 114 of them. So with all the parents that help, these guys have been doing it for many years. All of you, just thank you so much, and thank you for everything that you give back to our community, everything you give back to our kids in this program. I swear to you, I could not do it without you. So give them one more hand, please. So we did this last year. I think we've done it a couple of times, but last year was such a success, we decided that this year we're going to try it one more time. We're going to feature a soloist here. And our soloist this evening is Miss Sarah Bohai on alto saxophone. And sure, you can applaud for Sarah. Sarah's an amazing alto saxophone player. She's first chair in the jazz band, won all kinds of awards with the jazz band, and this year was also the winner of our region on alto saxophone for the LCRMEA Solo Ensemble Festival. So she represented Clark County at our state solo ensemble competition up in Ellensburg, which is a great accomplishment. And she played a piece of music that I used to play saxophone. I don't play enough nearly enough. But in college, I didn't play this until well into college, and she played this piece at Solo Ensemble this year, and did a fantastic job. Just playing with a piano accompanist, we decided, let's put it with a band and see what happens. So we've been working on this again this last couple of weeks since we've been back from Disneyland, and it's in 3 movements. It's called Scaramouche by Darius P.O., and I'm not going to talk anymore. We're just going to have her go, so we hope you enjoy. We hadn't tried this with a microphone yet. Hold on. I don't have anything else to say about that. I'm trying to think of something. I was like, no, that's great. No. We have one final tune here for you for the band, and then we're going to do some mass band stuff, which is kind of fun. This piece has been such a fun piece to work on with this group. If you don't know, though, we at the high school, our percussionists are in class all by themselves. We do that for everybody's safety. Just keep them locked away somewhere else. But there we go. One applaud. He knows. Yeah. Anyways, we get together right before the concert and put everything together. So the band works on their parts, percussionists work on their parts, and yesterday we put it together for the first time. And it's so much more fun with all the parts together. We really hope you enjoy this. This is called On the Overland Stage to El Paso by a composer named David Holsinger. And it's basically movie music, and it's a stagecoach robbery. And it's just like breakneck pace from the beginning, and just hold on tight because it's a ride all the way to the end. We hope you enjoy On the Overland Stage to El Paso. While I'm waiting for them to get set, I just want to say really quick, big thank you to everybody who stayed after school today. The streamers might give it away, but you know we had color war in here today, and it ended at 3:30, and they turned this whole thing around in about 30 minutes. And so I just want to give a big thank you to Mr. Powers and the ASB crew. Our evening custodians, actually our whole custodian staff was here, and just really thank you for making this work. It's really cool. So if you're any of you around here, thank you, and give me a big round of applause. Everyone, for your own safety, please stay seated and do not look directly into their eyes. There we go. All right. We are going to attempt this. Again, we have worked on this exactly 0 times together. But hey, why not? What you see in front of you is almost every band student in the district. We couldn't get the 5th graders here, but this is grades 6 through 12, obviously. We are so lucky here in this district to have such a robust program, and I'm so thankful that you put up with sitting on some gym bleachers for this event. It's really fun for us every year, and we always have fun picking a combined piece. And this one tonight is for all the dads out there, especially anybody rocking a flannel or a trucker hat or anything like that. Yeah. So this is Enter Sandman. And of course, we couldn't do Enter Sandman without maybe a little bit of electric guitar, so Levi's going to do that. And Logan on the drums. We've got everybody holding a percussion instruments in the percussion section. We're looking over people's shoulders. And we're going to hope that this all works out. So, are you ready, Mrs. Richter? Let's go. Here we go. Enter Sandman. All right. We have one final tradition that we need to do here to see our seniors out. So I'm going to have the middle schoolers go back and take a seat one more time. Can I get all my seniors up here, please? All right. We've acknowledged quite a few of these, so no offense if I walk right past you. Please wave at me if you are in wind ensemble when I'm walking past you. So this is our whole class of 2026. This is Paisley Schmitz right here. Paisley's also one of our drum majors this year, and so she has done a great job of being a leader. She's got that mean mug face that I really like. She's helped me a ton and has led this group through a lot of great performances. So Paisley, thank you for everything that you've done. Right next to her is Ella Madison. Probably one of the nicest and hardest working people that I know. Always a smile on her face, and I love that. Always in the front row, so I feel like I get to see that come out every day. She's just a joy to have in class, and I'm really gonna miss you. So thank you for being such a great part of this band. This is Emma Mohai, everyone. Emma came to me as a freshman playing the flutes, and I said, I need trumpets. And she said, I'll play the trumpet. And so she went home and she learned the trumpet. And then that year, this next year, she came back and she was in wind ensemble, and she's been there ever since, and it's been a rocket ship straight to the top. She's an amazing soloist. She is also a band council officer. I kind of forget which one right now. Secretary? I think secretary, yeah. And is just gonna go on to do so many great things. So thank you so much. You already heard from Sarah Mohai tonight. Let's give her another hand. Sarah's a freak, and in the best possible way. One of those students that just does all this amazing work, and I just get to take the credit, even though I've done absolutely nothing. It's just play this, great, that sounds great, just keep doing that. She won, if you were at our jazz concert last week, she won a full ride scholarship to 2 years to Clark College, playing their bands there, and just an amazing player. Was also the recipient of our Louis Armstrong Jazz Award, which is our nationally recognized award I give to one jazz senior, so congratulations there. And this is Kate Burrow, everyone. Kate is our vice president, a fantastic bass clarinet player, and just all around great helper. She's always in the room working on some sort of project, usually with like a crew of people here. But also a great sense of humor. It's fun to dish it out with her and then give it right, she'll give it right back. A lot of these guys do that. I don't know why, I just bring it out of them. But Kate is a fantastic player, great family, and I'm gonna miss you a lot, so thank you. This is Marley Elric, everyone. So I kind of forgot that this is a recurring theme with this class. So Marley started on the flute as well. And I said, I have a flock of flutes. I have way too many flutes. You want to play something else? And she said, how about the French horn? Now there's a transition right there, and she worked her tail off in Symphonic band for a year, and I think that was kind of, I don't want to say hard on herself, but you were a fantastic player from day one, and that's a tough instrument to basically teach yourself, and has been such an integral part of our wind ensemble, and just can't thank you enough for everything you've done. Tiana right here, You guys should have spread out, I feel bad kind of like duplicating the story here, but it was same thing. So Tiana was a flute player, and I think it was part of it too, was like a scheduling thing. She's like, I really need to be in first period. I said, well, I need a French horn player, kind of thinking like, and see, she jumped right on that. She auditioned at band camp for a spot, and has been in there ever since. So this is your second year, right? And I love people like that. That is a theme with this class, like hard workers, and I just can't thank you enough for that. So Tiana, thanks. Sydney Hill. Sydney's on the flute. She didn't switch, but that's okay because she's really good at the flute too. So I'm really happy to have her there. I think just in the last couple of weeks, Sydney stopped being terrified of me. Is that right? Maybe she's a little terrified still. But like, you know, she was involved in the musical and stuff, so we got to talk, and I was like, you're doing a really good job, thank you. And she's like, wow, well, yeah, I'm not that mean. And she's just fun to have in the front row. I like you. You're great. And I'm going to miss you a lot. So thanks, Tiffany. This is Coley Robertson. These guys are always pretty close together. I think we all came into class today, too, maybe. I don't know. Oh, okay, never mind. We'll talk about that. Okay. No, Coley, fantastic sense of humor, funny person, multi-talented, a great cheerleader as well. I think she's a bit, did we call her a fashionista? If you haven't, well, I'm going to call her that. She dresses really well. And Coley is a great clarinet player. A big section of clarinets graduated this year, and Coley's been a great part of that. So this is Jalen Miller, everyone. Is there anyone that doesn't like Jalen? I don't think so. He's just a wonderful, from the moment he walks in the door, just a great sense of humor, a great funny person. He's our first chair clarinet player, has worked super hard at it. I can remember you when you walked in the door in 5th grade band, and really hasn't changed all that much. I'm really being honest. I mean, he's just a great clarinet player now. Comes from, again, a great family that I'm going to miss all of you, and just thank you for everything. Danny Tubbs. Danny's another great clarinet player, also on our band council, our wind ensemble, woodwind captain, is always here working and helping out as part of that group, keeping everybody in line and working hard, and just couldn't do without our great band council this year, and it's been a really big part of that as well, so thank you for everything. That's Rosalind who's here. Rosalind is not in band council, but you wouldn't know that because she's here all the time helping with it. It's like an honorary member, and she's just a great help, just a fantastic personality, and a great part of the flutes. Actually, a big chunk of flutes graduated this year too, maybe, but she's just a ray of sunshine every day when she walks in. Great sense of humor. I'm saying that a lot, but it's a theme with this group. So Rosalind, thank you for it. This is Aiden Shu, everyone. Aiden has been our other drum major this year and has done a fantastic job at that, and has been a great leader. His trajectory over the years, just thinking about when he came in as a very sax player, and just has kept growing from there. He's done a great job in wind ensemble and on the band council, and again, just comes from a really wonderful family in this community. So that you're doing it right with these guys, and you're going to go on to do great things. I'm going to miss you a lot. So thank you. That's Bennett Fife right here. Bennett is a great bass player. Came to us, I don't think, were you in middle school here? No, so he came into high school and showed electric bass player, and I was like, that's great, now you're going to learn the upright bass. And he jumped right into that, and he's worked his tail off at it. Later on, he's like, I want to also play saxophone, and I was like, great, you got to learn the saxophone. Like, okay, here you go. He showed up at band camp with Barry sax, and now he's been playing Barry sax as well. So one of these double threats, and just a really great guy. So Bennett, thank you for everything. This is Carter Castle. It's tough for me, it's going to be tough for me going forward to think about the tuba without thinking about Carter Castle, because he has been just a rock solid tuba player and has really worked hard. I mean, he's got himself in, he took lessons and he really challenged himself. Even on trombone, he joined our jazz band halfway through last year because I needed a tuba player for this one-off song, and then he just kind of never left, because then he started showing up with a trombone and doing a great job in there, and I was like, great, stay, you're hired. He's been our bass trombone player this year in the band. He's a great tuba player, sousaphone player. He's going to go on to Clark College and run track, and also still keep playing in the band there, and just can't wait to see where the world takes you there, so thank you for everything. And you heard about me by running in the other class for a second. I did mention that Sarah Bohai was the Louis Armstrong Jazz Award winner, and I forgot the certificate in my office at the concert last week, so I just want to give it to her right now so that I can show that it actually happened. So. We also have one other award that we give out for concert band. This is the John Philip Sousa Band Award. It's a nationally recognized award. I'm only allowed to give it out to one senior every year. I agonized over this one this year, to be quite honest with you, because as you heard, we have so many amazing players, so many amazing leaders, musicians, just people. And I have to think about all 4 years when they've come in, from freshman year to now. And from day one of freshman year, this person was an absolute rock star. I'm talking honor bands, could play anything I put in front of them, did gigs with other groups, solo ensemble. I mean, it goes on, and has also been just a great helper in the room, and just again somebody that is very near and dear to my heart, and I'm gonna really miss him. This year's John Philip Sousa Award winner is Logan Armstrong. Hold on to this for I'll see Logan's name goes on a plaque that stays in the band room like forever too. So yeah, you can hold it for a while. I want it back. Let's give the class of 2026 one more hand. All right. We have one final tune to go. You guys ready to play?
So we have some gifts for Mr. McHenry. It's not going to explode. So throughout our 4 years here, we have collected and documented many of his sayings. So, and most, in fact, we really just document his quotes, but a lot of the things he says are like, he says a little more often than once. So we took those sayings and put them in a book called A Dictionary of McHenryisms. It's really great. Yeah.
All right, so the senior percussionists have a gift as well. However, it decided not to arrive in the mail yet. So when that gets here, I'll give it to you. But this gift comes, I think 2 years back, when your clock broke. And the solution that the school did was trading the clocks from the band room with the jazz room. And not many people use the jazz room, but us percussionists do regularly. And it's very frustrating when there's a clock permanently stuck at 9 o'clock. So, our gift to you is a brand new, customized, with your face on it, clock.
As a freshman, I was very scared about joining a band in high school, but along with just all 4 years I've been here, I really have learned probably the most about myself and just about life in band, and I just want to say thank you for that.
I've been doing band since 5th grade, and it's always just kind of been a part of my life. But when I got to high school, it was a lot bigger of a commitment than it was in middle school and 5th grade, and I wanted to focus on other things like baseball and basketball and kind of just like figuring myself out in high school. And I was kind of like iffy about band, but then I was like, okay, I got to stay one more year because we're going to Hawaii sophomore year. So did that, went to Hawaii. And I really just grew closer with like all these people, got to know Mr. McHenry a lot better, and now band is like a huge part of my life, and I couldn't be more grateful for a great director.
With me and McHenry, it's just, I love how it's just so evident that you just care about each of us individually, like past all the music and all the concerts, it's like really, the dedication that you have to this program, it's just like, it's your whole life, you love it, and you love us, I think. So yeah, I appreciate that, it's been a great 4 years.
For me, similar like what Logan was saying, I was really scared about high school band. And going into jazz band is the only freshman in jazz band that year. I like never talked, and I was really scared, and I didn't really think he noticed me until I got a semester award, and you wrote details on it about how like I stand my own, and that I'm really doing a good job in jazz band as the only freshman. So from there, when I became lead, like I just like kept trying to do my best to try and like be better for the band and be better for you because I wanted to impress you and be cool. And now I think I've come a long way. And as band council president now, it's been really fun to get to know you better and work on the council and do promotions and fundraising. We just learn so many things that you teach us. And so I think, here's another thing, you're really funny and just a really goofy guy, and throughout the year, you say a lot of things, like, you're good at talking, you're really good at talking, and you do it a lot. And you say really funny things that we remember, because it's like, we would never think to say something like that. Just like really funny things that we call McHenry quotes. And we've collected a total of about 540 from 2022 till now, all 4 years. And that was a lot of quotes that, so we didn't put them in a compilation as one singular book, because that would take a lot of time to read through. So instead we picked our favorites, and I made a frame of all of our favorite quotes with our picture in it too. So thank you just for being yourself and being the best band director ever.
Do I want it back?
already said it, but it's like the best job in the world. It really is. I mean, can you see why? Look at these folks. So, thank you so much for sitting. I know that for a lot, especially the non-senior parents, you're like, oh my God, when is this going to get over? You'll like this when your kid is up here, trust me. I know there's some weeping going on out there, and if you're not weeping yet, we're about to. We have one final tradition that we do to kind of send our seniors off. If you grabbed a program, there's words on the back. We'd invite you to sing along with us. This is a song called You'll Never Walk Alone. It's from the musical Carousel. It's got a great message just about kind of wherever you go in life, no matter what life throws at you, you'll never be walking alone because you've got us. These guys are we're family, we really are. And no matter what happens, no matter where you go, you always have home right here. And I just can't wait to just remember me when you're famous, folks. Don't forget about that, all right? Thank you all so much. Thanks to all of these students for a wonderful year. And just thank you to everybody who has done so much for us this year. Our music boosters, our supportive administration at both schools, at the district office, the community for everything. I know Music World as well. I think we got some Music World folks here tonight, but that place does absolutely everything for us, and we would not be here without them as well. So thanks to Matt and Jody and all of those. And without any further ado, you'll never walk alone.